This is FanSpeak, a weekly live show where the fans of comics and its community are our guests. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Chester C. Busby III, and I'm joined by a bunch of my friends today, as well as all of you who are in the chat. I already see Manny's jumped in up here, as well as Joshua Hughes. Welcome, welcome. And today, of course, is FanSpeak. Every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have a interesting show for you today. We have a guest, hopefully. We were supposed to have one last week, and this week we're working on getting them in here. We'll probably go to the news first, though. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun, huh, guys? It's 2018's over, and we're 2019 already, just kind of trucking along. So let's go see who we have with us today. We have on the panel, we have Thundero. How you doing, man?
I am fantastic. Apparently people are saying there's an echo. I don't know where it could be coming from, though.
Well, I'm the only one speaking, but I'm not going to do the same thing I did yesterday. I know that.
Oh my gosh, apparently we have an echo, boys.
We do. So everybody hit your mutes, and let's see if it's coming from me. Everybody mute, please. Todd, you too. Oh, goodness.
I am.
You're the only person who's echoing there, Mr. Chester, so I think it's something to do with you recording yourself twice somehow.
Yep.
Either for Streamlabs or or another thing.
Yep. I'm working on it.
We're working on it, boys. Live. We're doing it live, even.
We're doing it live. Yes.
Where is Bill O'Reilly when we need him?
Technical issues live. This is the quality you can only expect from FanSpeak, boys.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, I switched that over, and then let me come back over here. Oh, you guys could all see that little working behind the scenes. How nice.
Yeah, look at that. Look at how we show you how we're now a technical difficulties channel. You know, if you need tutorials on how to fix your audible issues, you can come to FanSpeak and see it done live as we correct our own mistakes. Look at that.
Now, how is that? Is that better? Is that better?
Yes.
There you go. See? Easily fixed. Easily fixed. We don't need two streams running at the same time like we did yesterday. Everything's good. Well, anyway, back on track. So, moving on. Todd, how you doing, man?
Doing really good. Doing awesome.
Okay, energetic as usual. So, tell me exactly how's it going with our guest today, man?
Hitting them up every way I know how to get them in here.
All right, cool. Well, we'll keep working. That's all right. We put him in the second half. It's no big deal. All right, moving on.
You're still echoing, by the way.
Yeah.
Denali lied to you.
No, that's I don't trust the troll.
Yeah.
No, I just listened to you.
Yeah, it started up again.
It started up again.
Yep.
You were whatever you were doing, you had it fine, and then afterwards it
And
started.
then you
echoing.
ruined it.
Yeah.
I couldn't have because I didn't change what I changed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's acting funny, but at least the rest of the panel sounds fine. No echoing from us.
Oh, fine. Okay, Denali, go ahead and introduce yourself and say how you've been then.
I've been doing well, Chester. Done. Aloha, guys. How are you doing? Thank you for joining the stream while we're dealing with the New Year's hiccups. Might as well get them all done this week and get all the technical difficulties so we can be a smooth sailing for the rest of the year.
You're not allowed to talk anymore, Chester. You're banned.
All right, fine. Go ahead, DeWolf. How you doing, man?
I'm okay, and I was having a little robotic issue, so hopefully my robot has kind of slowed down and I'm more clear now at this point.
Oh, you sound much better, unlike myself.
Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, if that's the case, then maybe I'll jump into the chairman address.
Well, I will as soon as we get something from Booster here.
Oh, yeah.
Do
that,
you want
Booster.
something from me?
Yeah, dude. Let people know you're alive.
I am alive, Chester. I'm alive inside. I feel wonderful.
Okay. Why?
Yes. Because I have an energy drink, I'm awake, I feel awake, and I have a pie. It's all of the good things in life, Chester.
I see, yes, but do you have a woman doing yoga next to you?
Oh,
Well, I've got 2 screens, Chester. I can easily pop one on the other screen if I like.
I was going to
Yeah.
say he's freshly oiled. That's why he's feeling so well.
All right. All right, well, then let's just go ahead and jump right into our news. And we will let Denali introduce all of that. Let me go over here and share with everybody. Goodness gracious. Always something. Don't know why.
You kill me. You kill me.
Why do I kill you, dude?
Just straight forgets about him. I love it.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Oh, I do apologize. I was trying to pay attention to other things. So, the chairman's address, please.
It's an afterthought now.
It's an afterthought now. So today I wanted to make sure I come to the panel, to the chat, to FanSpeak, and address the D word that we have before us. That's right. Something that all superheroes have with them is the D word, I believe. And that is, and this is funny, all things considered, discipline. That's right. What makes Batman, if it wasn't for the discipline to work out, train, and strengthen his mind, he's nothing except a young boy that's been hurt. With Peter Parker, he has to have the discipline to move forward with that growing responsibility of that power. The discipline to go out and do what needs to be done and not just sit home selfishly earning good wages doing wrestling, right? You also have Superman. Superman has to have the discipline to have ultimate power and then use it for the greater good. All of these different aspects require a certain kind of discipline, and we look up to our characters and we enjoy the fact that they have that aspect about them. It's discipline. But these are superheroes, not using a superpower. You see, this is a power available to every man, woman, and child. Oftentimes we venerate Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, and we commend them for the discipline they have, the discipline of training, and oftentimes the discipline of when to use that training and that force. The police, for instance, when they don't use training, when they don't use discipline, what do we get? We get fiasco. And we see that in the news, and it is a bad thing, right? So police also have to have discipline. It's something that we can all harness. This power of discipline is available to all of us. And so this being the case, I charge, not a resolution to you, I charge you with discipline. All of FanSpeak, everyone in the comics movement, Comicsgate, Ethan Van Sciver, the War Campaign, Mike Miller, the Brightwisers, everyone involved that can hear my voice at any time, I charge you. Use that power which can make you super, and that is discipline. Of course, that's just what I'm saying. What are the fans saying? Welcome to FanSpeak.
Discipline.
Here.
You hear that, Booster? That was all for you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're getting mocked for that speech. You're definitely getting mocked for that one. I mean,
DeWolf, you're so handsome, it
against
pisses
you.
me off.
He's a handsome devil, isn't he? Absolutely
Can't
ridiculous.
stand it. Just keep your camera off, I just, damn it.
So what is the news tonight? You
All right.
undisciplined fools, you.
I do have some discipline, a little bit, but we are going to jump into the
Oh
news.
yeah, that's one thing that makes FanSpeak great. At 8, you always know at 8 o'clock here it's going to be here, and once again,
True.
people expect that, and that's what makes things good. Anyway, I could go on. I digress.
No, your point is well taken, dude. Of course, and we all happy to have all of you guys in here. Just keep in mind that hitting that share button, let everybody know what's going on, would certainly help us out. But the first thing we're going to get to here with the news is, Denali, I have a question. Why am I talking about Titans again?
That's a good question. Why are we talking about what this particular article? What is happening, Denali?
I don't
They
know.
were just they were showing the close new look at the Jason Todd and Dick Grayson Robin suits. If you scroll down in
Let me
full
see
light,
what. Okay, what are you talking about? You talking about what? Oh
Right here.
no, Denali. Okay, next.
Oh.
All right. I will
Oh.
not.
Oh,
Okay.
That
He's.
Jason Todd forehead is
It's
brutally huge.
it's
I feel
okay,
bad.
it's okay.
Look at that forehead!
DeWolf said discipline. Focus.
How much Rick and
Oh,
Morty does this guy
no.
watch? He is big brained.
Dude, look at that, man. That is an awkward human, which isn't his fault, but the casting director could be accused of something. What is this? Not. It looks so stupid. God, it sucks, dude.
I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Oh, look at the back car. It's worse. It gets
Oh
worse.
no! No!
Come on.
No!
What are these people doing at Titan? Someone really needs to kick them swiftly.
This is that's tragic. It's so bad. It's tragic.
That's supposed to be the Batmobile. Look,
Yeah.
I get it can
It's-
look like
it's-
some kind of golden age Batmobile, right? But why is there like a Frank Miller Batman face on the front? What is that?
I guess they're trying
He
to.
looks like he's just peeking over the hood. Like, I see you.
That's pretty much what it is. They're trying to do the Batman '66, but updated a few couple decades with this convertible.
Yeah, Bill says.
And doing a point.
Bill says that Jason can headbutt at +3.
Blue.
Mhm.
What is a blue?
No wonder the Joker needed a crowbar for that head.
Rule that.
Wow, it's really
Oh, no.
that is it's just this show just understands how to do lame and cringe so well. They're masters of it. We could even say that's a skill.
It would almost be commendable if it was intentional.
Yeah. but-
yeah. The Batmobile, it does look fun. Like in other contexts, I think that looks like an interesting Batmobile. But when you're trying to actually create a serious
They
show,
look like hockey pads.
But dude, we're so caught up in the giant head of this Jason Todd that we're totally missing the expression on Dick Grayson's face. Look at it.
How much longer do I have to smile?
He looks like he has had an unpleasant experience at a
I want to say the F word.
Because that's how I totally feel.
Oh no. His forehead.
It's really bad. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Oh, wow.
Moving on. Here's some actual news. Go ahead, Denali.
Right. This from Business Insiders. Disney World is getting so expensive, it's actually pricing out the middle class.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to be District 1 of the Hunger Games when the world goes that direction. I think that's the center of District 1.
Yeah, no, and this story here that Denali's brought to us, it is interesting because they have been jumping up the price several times last year. This is not a one-time thing. They
Holy
keep
crap.
doing it, dude.
Right.
I'm sorry, $700, like $800. What for the day?
$894.
What?
No, that's a week.
You can
That's a
buy.
3-day pass.
It's a 3-day pass.
Right.
It's their standard platinum pass, which is 3 days. And when I was a kid, that was like $80.
You understand
In America, you could buy like 2 consoles for that. You can build a decent PC for that kind of money.
You can.
that's more than I pay for my mortgage on my house. That's
Right.
insane.
Ish.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, and that's
Mortgage,
just
what's
one
that?
ticket. Yeah.
Oh,
It better-
Buddy Bags Busby.
It better be
Oh.
bloody fun. Yeah, oh, mate. I mean, for that kind of money, Minnie Mouse better be doing unspeakable things to me.
Ooh.
Oh God.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, but no, this is like the saying here in this article. This has happened many times. They keep popping them up, and I'm telling you, since the '80s, it has gone up by 10 times.
Right.
It's
because-
actually something that's going on in lots of the theme parks, right? Six Flags over Texas, their prices have gone up quite a bit, since I was a kid and stuff. It's just the economy and the how these things run.
I'm wondering if this
Yeah.
might have something to do with the Japanese influence on stuff, because you know how in the West with us, entertainment is for everybody, right? The commoner would pay their pence and stand on the floor, and the rich people would be up in the balcony, right? That's our culture. But over here in Japan, entertainment is for rich people. It always has been historically. So everything is extremely overpriced. Japanese seeing this price for Disneyland, oh, that's just normal. Anything kabuki, anything you do is extremely expensive because the image, the cultural image is that is for rich people. And I'm kind of wondering if some of that has, Disney saw over here in Japan, we can charge tons of money. Why aren't we doing that everywhere? I'm kind of wondering if that has some
No,
influence on it.
it's more to do with some of the flops that Disney's been shoring up, because Solo Tank, The Last Jedi didn't make enough money to cover expensive, whatever they say. And you also have to deal with, the acquisition of Fox. They're still paying off the acquisition of Lucasfilm because they still haven't made their investment on those money. Plus the new theme park, the Avatar, the Star Wars Land, and then the general rates that people are coming less and less to these parks. So all those factor in, and that was something I mentioned last year when they were talking about, the shareholders reports, that they were going to increase the prices of the park due to kind of offset some of the expenses that the production side has been doing.
Oh, so it's not just the expense of running a park, because you've got, obviously the electricity and everything that Disney creates there, like the smell of baked cookies wafted through the air intentionally through Sento expressors or something, and the scent of leather over in the pirate area, right? So there's all kinds of weird trickery that's going on that actually costs, and you can only fit so many people in. You're saying they're actually getting more money to offset the rest of the of Disney that's losing money as well.
Correct.
It could be.
Oh.
Now, what? Just a quick question. What is the what is the minimum wage in America right now?
It just went up to about $11.75.
Oh,
No,
that's
in the whole
actually
country.
that's a
No,
huge
in the whole
jump.
country, it's like $7.85.
Yeah, I thought so. It was like 7 something. Yeah.
No, but January 1st it switched.
That's probably just
It
in your
just
state.
switched.
The whole country is still $7.85.
Yeah, federally, I think it's still in the $7 something. But no, my point is, so basically, since the '80s, so 30-year period, we've seen the minimum wage go up a dollar something, maybe
Actually,
maybe close to two.
I just checked. It's $7.25.
There you go. So
US
it's gone up a dollar something. All right. So therefore, we've seen the minimum wage go up very little, but everything is way, way higher, dude. It's like I don't know how you guys can even think about doing anything like saving money or what have you. It's
Well,
it's
don't.
wow, dude.
Something like 50 to 60% of Americans don't have enough to cover a $400 emergency expense saved up because wages have stagnated for so long, and inflation has just kept on trucking.
That's really
So
bad,
people don't have
dude.
extra money.
Yeah, it's like you're one flat tire away from a disaster.
That's
Pretty much.
really not good. We don't have that here. Our minimum wage is much higher, and the average person is making around $15 an hour or so. So it's and of course one of the things Japanese do really well is keep prices down. We don't see this kind of inflation across normal things at all. Now that you could say that that's not allowing the free market to do what it does. True, but wow, dude,
Well,
it's shocking.
we could have an economic debate at another time, but
We could.
long story short, the free market wouldn't allow prices to get that out of whack if it was a truly
That
free
is
market.
true. That is true. That is true. That is very true. Yeah.
And this is interesting because the picture that you have or that's in the article is not Disney World.
It's a model of the upcoming Star Wars Star Wars Edge, I think it's called.
It's the Star Wars, the new Star Wars world, and that find that interesting.
Well, that would be covered in the price too, right?
Right.
Yeah, right.
But here's the other thing: is because people were so upset with The Last Jedi and Solo, a lot of people have been canceling their reservations and pre-orders, so they've been actually losing money from this as well.
Wow, dude. And of course, it's going to cost them money if they keep raising prices. People can afford that. I'm seeing, from you guys, some comments in the chat. We're looking at people got like $300 to $500 emergency. That what? That is
Yeah,
absolutely. It's almost suicidal, dude.
yeah. The middle class has been completely rotted out from the inside for many different reasons and by many different forces. But because of that, to make it into the middle class now, most people in the lower class have to really push themselves and not be, and they can't save, and they
Wow.
also can't afford many of the things that most people take for granted without doing that. So they basically live paycheck to paycheck.
Now, I saw an economics. I know this might not be interesting, but I think it's important. I saw an economics report my last year, or maybe 2017, and it said that the average four-person household was making $24,000 a year. Is that
In
true?
America,
Yeah.
well, if you factor in a lot of the people living on the dole, probably. If you take out people who are actually working, no, I doubt it. Most the median income right now for taxes starting this year actually is 50,000 for a family of two, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
a married couple basically.
That's
Yeah.
much better.
So
That's much better.
yeah. It's not completely depleted. Just a lot of the country is like the Midwest.
Well,
One of the reasons it voted so hard for Trump is because the Midwest was abandoned by Washington for about 30 years.
It's huge.
Well, like I said, those reports kind of excuse with the coastal cities or California and stuff, because the poverty level in California is 50,000. You're basically in that state. If you're not making 50,000 or more, you're in the poverty level.
Wow,
Poverty,
dude.
basically.
That's crazy. I've been seeing these little things and hearing these little things. It's shocking to me. I haven't lived in America in 23 years, so I'm certainly out of touch. But because over here, the average family income is between 50 and 60,000 a year, and we don't have price gouging. That's why the Japanese live the way they do, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Japanese also are coming the after effect of their economic bubble that happened in the early 90s. So they're already felt those things and kind of adapted to it.
Just
So
true.
you're not seeing that
That is true.
as well.
Well, we don't want to dwell on it, but I don't know how interesting an economic conversation is, but I'd like to have a talk about it more because I mean it's just that they need to fix
So
that.
we still streaming? I fell asleep.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out.
All
Let's
right,
move on.
fine.
Let's move on.
Next, Denali, go ahead, dude.
Oh, what a
Batman
poor choice of words.
The Batman reportedly shooting this November.
I don't want to see Batman shoot more people.
I didn't know I used the gun.
So basically, they're really talking about the Matt Reeves, which, I do like Matt Reeves as a director because he did The First Class and he did Kingsman, the first movie. So
Yep,
He did
those
the
fun.
War of the Planet of the Apes in those movies. Yeah, I
Right.
like those.
So I have high hopes, that the Batman will be good.
Well,
But,
the question is, who's going to be Batman though? Because we know Affleck is out.
Well, we don't know. So still,
I hear boosters available.
Yeah,
It'll be a trans black.
Batman.
Oh goodness gracious! No, seriously, any speculation? Is there any speculation on who it will be?
there's actually
I haven't heard anybody really
no.
speculating. It's interesting that it hasn't really been talked about. It's like they either expect Ben Affleck to change his mind or they're just going to go with an unknown and see what happens.
I really
Right.
hope that Ben Affleck doesn't change his mind because he's a horrible Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
he
bad. I mean, he might. He certainly looks the part for sure, but he no. See, all of us who said, why are you going with Ben Affleck for Batman? Many of us said that in the beginning. It's like, whoa, back up, and they didn't listen, and then it came out, and they said, look, he's just fine. No, he isn't. He's a horrible Batman.
Well,
Yeah,
some of that is
it
also
just-
due to the horrible writing. But yes, he is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's
At
true.
this point, maybe they just need to change it every time with someone completely different and call it like they do with James Bond.
Just make it pretty much is a
Well,
James Bond like role.
By
They
now,
changed
yeah.
it all.
Yeah. You had what? Yeah. Adam West. the one that most people can remember. Then you had Michael Keaton. Then you had Val Kilmer. Then you had
Okay,
George
I'm new to this
Clooney.
stuff, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Oh,
Hey,
we're-
welcome.
Hello
Hey,
there.
Vaughn.
Hey, what's up?
We're
Bob?
talking about the news right now, so we're going through the articles chosen and just giving our commentaries.
We
on
are.
it.
And Nick W says the kid playing Jason Todd in Titan should play the Batman. Yeah, that'd be good. Giant head Batman. That's exactly what we need. But that guy looked like he was about 4'2". Awesome.
Yeah, giant midget Batman, giant-headed midget Batman. I love it.
Sweet. Now, this right here, Denali, this right here, welcome, by the way, Vaughn. But this right here, man, these people are so stupid.
But here's the thing that I'm laughing. It's that now they're cannibalizing a storyline that hasn't happened more than, what was it? A decade?
Oh, more than that.
Minimum 2000. So 15 years?
Yep. And everyone hated it. Everyone hated it.
So
Hey, go ahead, introduce it, Denali.
Yeah, so Miles Morales is going to have his own one more day moment. Okay, couldn't happen for a better guy.
I mean,
Oh no.
this right here, this event, which we all
No,
remember,
I don't.
this divided the fan base so hard when they did this, and they split them up. And yet, after that absolute debacle that everybody hated, they're doing it again. I mean, come on, guys. It's like they're just messing with us now. It's like intentional.
Yeah,
Like, feel your pain, Miles Morales. You are the Spider-Man. See, he's even getting it one more day. So
And it's going to
let's see
be
what happens.
bitter because Miles Morales is a bitter Spider-Man. Peter Parker admitted himself.
He did.
It's official,
Yes,
lads.
in a very cucky way too. It was wonderful.
Yeah, what a
I'm
good
sure
thing
Miles
to do
Morales
just
doesn't-
after Stan Lee died. Admit that his replacement character's bitter. Bravo, Marvel.
Well, they've been
You know what I-
crapping on Stanley for years while he was alive. So what do you expect class now?
That's true. But I mean, come
I
on,
just don't
Sandero.
consider-
Go ahead, DeWolf.
I just don't consider Mephisto to be part of the Spider-Man mythos and villain characters and whatever.
Well, he's
Never
not
should have
really.
been involved in my opinion. Done.
Well, it doesn't even make sense in that context. Spider-Man's too ground level, too street level. Mephisto's a cosmic entity. Like,
Yeah.
why would he be interacting with this person at all? Why would he care?
Exactly.
Yeah, but Caseda's story that he did in splitting up Mary and Peter was seismic, dude. In the effect it was, people hated that. It's just like what Bendis is doing with Superman. They just can't stand to have people together. Now here with Miles, of course, this is not the situation, but it's like we don't need a reminder of it. Don't bring up your mistakes. That's not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, in that regard, then I do consider Mephisto to be applicable because everyone hated it, right? He brought evil into the world.
he won.
He won. That's one of the few storylines that the bad guy won.
But kind of like in our meta, not in Marvel.
Yeah. Well, Derek
Wait a
Tyler
minute,
says
has Wolf
kick
just
Caseda.
convinced
I
me?
agree, dude.
Has the Wolf just convinced me that was the greatest story they ever told?
Well,
By
my take
accident?
on
Yeah.
it? Well, thank you.
Now,
Yeah.
Me Grimlock King 83 says they've been trying to convince people that Miles is better than Peter for 4 years now. Look at the sales, people. They ain't buying that BS. Yeah, no, they really want Miles Morales instead of Peter. They want to get rid of him, which is one of the reasons why I say I'm not interested in diversity Spider-Man. If they had brought him over from the Ultimate Verse, gave him a new name, put him underneath Peter, like as a tutelage or something like that, it probably would have been really cool. But it's not what they did. They're just trying to replace Peter, and this is just another example of them taking stories out of Peter's life and bannering them over Miles. In this case, they chose one they shouldn't have. But because this is not going to go over well, and even CBR, who we know are biased, even
And
they
you would
think
know.
it's a problem, right?
So I just
Right.
got myself thinking. You remember Andy Kaufman and how he used to prank the public with his bits, right? And even
Mhm.
people didn't even didn't believe he died because they thought that was a prank.
Yeah.
Is Andy Kaufman actually still alive, and he's the creative element behind Marvel now?
It could be.
That would have been funny. That would have been funny. The whole reveal.
Or
I
would say it's probably the transgender Andy Kaufman, but it's all right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
This has all been one long giant troll. We got you.
It's one giant troll bit by Andy
troll.
Kaufman.
What do you think?
that guy.
What do you think about this story, Vaughn?
Oh,
Vaughn? Are you
I
still
agree. It's a great idea. Wow.
He's muted. Does he know how to unmute himself?
here? I'm not sure, dude. That's right. Well, we'll continue moving on until he figures it out. Next story here. Boy, goodness. It just keep coming. Go ahead, Denali.
right.
Oh,
Flippity
bloody
flop.
shit.
Jude Law is no longer Marvel. He's Ron now.
What?
Yonrog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
So-
yawn rock.
So you mean to tell me that the very white British guy is the bad guy again?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I don't
And
believe it.
Here
don't
we go.
believe it.
After months of debate, Jude Law's Captain Marvel character has officially been confirmed. Per the tie-in merchandising for the film, he will play Yon-Rogg, a longtime Captain Marvel antagonist. Yes, well, he is a longtime Captain Marvel antagonist. He's not a Carol Danvers antagonist, though.
Correct.
I don't know.
100%. It's just dumb. It's obvious that they wanted to have a British guy as a bad guy, so here he is.
Well, they do sound
Bingo.
evil. I do get that.
It's true. It's
Don't
true.
you know all British guys are evil? Look at Star Wars.
It's just
Well,
so
you have to have the
ridiculous.
Cree.
It's every other movie. It's a British guy who's the bad guy. Can we please get a different accent? There's more out there. I promise you. If accents are what you're after, find somebody else and just make up the bad guy. It's ridiculous.
How about a Russian, you guys?
Yeah, how
No,
about Russians? We
I
haven't
want a
crapped on them in a
Spanish
while.
bad guy. I want a Spanish bad guy.
that-
They can be
That,
evil.
that was the
French.
joke. Russians are also always bad guys.
That's
Thunder.
How about Frenchman?
Ooh, that's a good choice. Yeah.
Oh, I'm very evil.
Goodness gracious. But the thing is, though, it's really sad for the British, right? Because not only do they make great evil people with their voices, they're also all very effeminate. It's unfortunate. Yes, I was including you in that booster. I didn't leave you out. And have we got Von Claus speaking yet again? Has he figured out his mic?
No, he's gone actually. He dropped out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened.
Okay. Todd, if you
One
could
class,
follow
everyone.
up on
Thank
that.
you for popping on FanSpeak.
If you can figure out what's going on with him, dude. But yeah, there's not much to the story. I mean, they started out with this intention. We figured, okay, he's the bad guy. Everybody said he was. Then they started pushing the idea that no, he's Captain Marvel. And they were like, oh, okay, well that shifts it. And if they make him the bad guy, that's a problem. But do you think that was just Marvel trying to, haha, we pulled a fast one on you? I mean, what do you guys think? Because this story came out because of the toy release, which is often the case, right? These toy companies always the biggest leakers, What do you
It
guys
does
think?
seem to happen a lot. They need to tighten up their distribution or whatever it is that causes this to happen, because it does happen a lot. You get a lot of spoilers through the toys or through through side books, like coloring books or something that they put out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But okay, yay. Jude Law's the bad guy again. Awesome.
Now, I think you could be putting a box around that idea of bad guy, though, right? Because the Kree are good compared to the Skrull in the Kree-Skrull War, but they're also bad when you consider Ronan the Accuser, and what they do. So there may be a little bit of line walking as far as he's good at points. He's very helpful to Carol Danvers, when as they're fighting, and then of course Carol Danvers changes because she doesn't like the war and all the plot stuff that happens, and then he becomes the antagonist now against her, which of course is a real good a character type of a driven story, because now you have someone that's a mentor that you've decided to fight against.
So Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've seen this story over and over. And the
or Jedi
Kree
versus Jedi.
are militant conquerors. I don't know that I would call them good. Now they're not as bad as the Skrull. True, they're not even as bad as the Shi'ar, but
Didn't
they
you
are
Remember,
conquerors.
they're noble warrior heroes.
Oh, they're
Didn't
American.
you hear Palpatine? Good as a point of view. Come on.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. That's true. But I don't know. What do we keep saying, Todd? You and I, we keep saying, trust in Kevin Feige. Trust in Kevin Feige. Boy,
Trust
it's
Kevin
becoming
Feige.
painful.
No, this is the reality. He doesn't make these decisions. Disney makes these decisions at the end of the day, and whoever's in control of Disney's social justice branding or whatever they're calling it, is going to make these decisions, and they're going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until it stops completely making them money, and then they'll just stop making Marvel movies, or they'll make very few of them. It's just what's going to happen. It's coming.
Deus Ex makes a very nice little Holy Grail reference over here. I fart in your general direction. Devilish Boredom says toy spoilers are so common. They are. Vailnit says Dr. Minerva is a really great bad guy / girl. Is Dr. Minerva sexually confused? I don't understand. Cool. All right.
I don't know.
I do not know. Moving on. No, okay, we got another trailer. We get to watch the trailer, guys. You guys ready? It's going to be so exciting. It's Carmen Sandiego trailer, and we get her origin in the story too. It's going to be great. Here we go. Guys ready? Guys ready?
Just what we needed.
No, I don't want. I don't want. No, don't click. I don't want to.
How did you ever wind up in crime school?
You want the whole story?
You want the? Yes, we do, Carmen.
Oh, this
Nobody has.
freaking anime.
Mystery's gone.
Oh, this animation quality. No.
Ooh, that's a very scary big lady.
There will be no
This art style. No.
You're the finest criminal in our class.
I realized stealing isn't a game. It does harm
Look, it's
people,
Anakin Skywalker.
especially when you're willing to steal lives.
What?
Wow,
Who are
dude,
you,
this is
really?
not Carmen Sandiego
You
at
can
all.
call
What are
me
you guys
Carmen.
doing?
Back to the past. Back to the
Vile
past.
is
Back
stealing
to the
from all
past.
over
know,
the
So
world.
I got that feel too, dude.
Hola, Red. Where are we
And
at, Claire?
Wolfhard is going to be in this simulator team.
That's all right.
With luck, I'll secure any valuable artifacts Vile might exploit
Okay.
by stealing them.
Okay, so they're actually doing an actual Carmen Sandiego
Carmen
show
Sandiego,
instead
we're
of
a
teaching
thief
kids about
who only
geography.
steals from other thieves.
I mean,
Let's get this party started.
yeah.
And he's young.
Nothing's holding me back.
Impossible.
New attitude.
It is.
Oh.
It definitely has an impossible feeling in it.
I order you to stop.
She's
Oh,
younger.
wow.
He's
Didn't say
younger.
for how long.
Everybody's younger. And that makes it cooler.
Where
Because
in
it's
the world is
her
Carmen
origin.
Sandiego?
Extreme.
What were they gonna do that would be like,
Off to
oh, I'm gonna watch
Indonesia.
it for us?
You wearing a coat
We're not
in this
interested in
heat?
this.
A lady needs her
We
tools.
weren't even interested in it when it originally came out. So what were they possibly gonna do
Wow.
that would make the wolf go, I gotta watch that?
Wow. Booster, you were right. That was horrible.
Why did you do this to me?
I'm sorry.
Oh, that art style. The animation quality looks okay, but the art style is atrocious, man. Yeesh.
I wouldn't even let a child watch that. Like that's how bad it is.
Well, I'm really
Hey, there was a map in there though. I saw the map with the little dotted line saying she
I
was going
did-
someplace.
I did too, but I don't understand why they would radically change it so much. This was an education show, but now they just turned it into an IP, I guess.
Hold on, I have to point this out. It was live action.
Huh?
Do you remember? Wasn't it live action? Wasn't the character was like a real
Original?
character?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the original show was a kid's show, and it was all about teaching geography. It had nothing to do with this
Okay.
stuff. Well,
Hmm.
whatever. They can do whatever they want, man. I don't know. I guess it could
I
be
mean-
cool, but I definitely got a feeling of, Samurai Jack, and that guy definitely looked like Anakin Skywalker, et cetera, et cetera. But I
And
don't
Kim
know.
Possible? This is what happened
Yeah,
to her?
yeah, yeah. So maybe they just took a bunch of ideas that were successful and just mashed them together, you know?
Where in pop culture is Carmen Sandiego?
Well, I don't know. It seems like people seem to think that she's SJW San Diego. But I don't know. That didn't look particularly offensive in that way. It's just a bit odd. But hey, whatever. Might be good.
Time.
Moving on.
Moving on. Oh
I think-
goodness. Okay, here is a very simple article. Marvel raises prices on War of Realms. They go from $4.99 to $5.99. Okay, you know what that means? Nobody's going to buy it. Thank
Right.
you.
Yep.
Story finished.
Thank you for. Yep. Thank you for.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
Okay, well, how many pages? How many pages?
It doesn't matter. This is
Yeah, I guess so.
another
Well,
event. Their events
if
have
it's gonna
sucked for a
be
long time.
oversized, if it's gonna be a double pages, it might be worth that price.
Yeah, and it's twice a month, dude.
Oh my god. Never mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I take it back.
You know, having a big crossover event every few years is fine. That you can enjoy an event, but take a couple of years off, right, in between, and just run the stories that are going on. You don't need to keep doing this. Who over there thinks that it's necessary to keep doing these crossover events every year, even though we keep telling them stop?
Well, it's the only way they're making money right now.
Is it?
And even then, the money is so excuse my French here, piss poor that they're not really making much money. But people are still. What it is they're hoping that people will buy the tie-ins to it just to complete the collection. Because and this is what Denali told me. Comic book fans are addicted to comics.
No,
Oh.
actually, Valiant.
Yep.
You know, I when I say I stand by what I'm saying, but in truth, a Thor or Asgardian based crossover would be interesting to me. I actually am a big Thor fan, so you know I might have bought it, but
Boy, you
five.
know who else is a big Thor fan? And that's She-Hulk, like Velnid says. She is a big Thor fan.
As far as I'm concerned, Marvel dropped quote unquote Thor a long time ago.
They did.
They don't
Yeah.
even have any real interest in the character. The current Thor is an absolute joke. It's disgusting to see
It
what they've
is.
done to him.
You know.
And they might, in my opinion, they should just stop making Thor books because they have no respect for the character at all.
You know, I was doing the new comics review with Brad the other day, and we did Conan. Awesome, looked great. It's very Conan-esque. It's exciting, right? And the same dude who is doing that wrote the Odin Son thing, and I can't think of his name offhand. Jason Aaron, maybe. Um, and the thing with it is, Brad was saying he really liked that. He thought that was good. I hated that. And I was very worried about what was going to go on with Conan, even though I'm very happy so far because it was really well done. But I didn't like what he was doing with Thor at all, dude. Now maybe it comes down to someone who's not really a Thor fan and just it's well written, okay. But as a Thor fan, what they've done with him is it really pisses you off, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's bad. It's disgusting. It there's really no excusing it. There's no way to even justify it. He's not Thor. I don't know what they've decided this character is, but he was
No.
more Thor when he was unworthy Thor, when he didn't even have his hammer, when he was just Odin's son. He was more like Thor than he is now with the hammer back. So I don't know what they're trying, or hammers. I don't know what they're trying to pull here, but it's nonsense.
Yeah, he's like whiny, drunk, angsty teenager thing. It was a what?
And he's weak. He gets beat by people he has no business getting beat by easily. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that is a different conversation, I suppose. But it's I personally wouldn't necessarily mind a really good crossover, but it's like they keep doing it every year. This is going to be twice a month for $6. I mean, man.
For that price, you can buy an actual book, a whole book, like hundreds of pages, and read it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Anybody else have comments on this?
No, not at all. I mean, well, the only comment that comes to mind is what we were discussing yesterday about Mile High Comics closing because of the increased prices of the cover art or covers. And this just kind of proves it's like, if the retailers don't sell this, you're going to have a bunch of, things stocked there, and they're going to lose money of it because it's not non-returnable. So this is a higher risk for the stores, especially in this situation we're in.
Exactly, and that of course leads right into this.
Oh,
Well, actually, let's
God.
do this one first. They're both diamond related, but they lead us right into a diamond conversation again. Go ahead, Danelli.
Diamond splits building around Free Comic Book Day to make it more affordable for North American stores.
Reeks of desperation.
It does, but but it's also saying that Diamond is trying to do something helpful. Is what it is, and
Well, only to
good.
the extent that it keeps their monopoly in place. Because
Oh, sure. Yeah.
if they lose their stores, they're done, and they know, at least in this market, they're done, and they know.
And they're well aware of that. They actually said that their representative that came over to Brad's preview show said that quite clearly and openly. Actually, they're quite aware of the situation, dude, and they're not hiding behind it. So, but this is Diamond trying to do something good, right? Because we talked about it a little bit yesterday. All of the angst and stuff that goes toward Diamond isn't necessarily unwarranted, but they are trying to make money, right? I mean, that's what they're trying to stay alive, just like everybody else.
Absolutely.
So, it's a nice little thing, and then that brings us over into this thing, which is talking about the Diamond Gem Award nominees. Now, I've never heard of this, but Denali, I'm assuming they only cover books that have come through Diamond, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Because as you start seeing the list,
it doesn't make
it's only-
sense, especially when we come down to this one over here. Original graphic novel of the year. We know what the biggest original graphic novel of the year was, for sure. But they have in things their nominees here are My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies. Okay. Thanos Infinity Siblings, wonderful. James Brown, Black and Proud, awesome, dude. Lumberjanes, The Infernal Compass.
What is going on?
Yeah, Neil Gaiman's A Study in Emerald. Actually, I think I might have read that. The Adventure Zone. Here They Be Gerblins. Ghost in the Shell, Global Neural Network. Okay. Sheets and Brandon Sanders, White Sand Volume 2, and Green Lantern Earth Volume 1. And we know, of course, over on our side, we had several books that made much more money than these did.
All right.
Well, these all sound crap.
But actually, I like the Brandon Sanders White Sands. He's a pretty good art. He isn't much of a comic book writer, but he is a fantasy
Can
writer.
I ask a obvious question?
Go ahead.
How is Ghost in the Shell and Green Lantern original?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Yeah.
There's no.
Well, wait a second. That Earth One thing was.
It's Earth One.
It was sort of an origin story for a different type of Green Lantern. It was kind of original. I don't know if you guys read it, but it was a completely different origin story.
So it's just a Green Lantern with a new origin story. That's not original. It's a new story, but it's still the same character.
Well, they needed to flesh the list out a little bit.
Okay.
But the scene is the quantifier here is it is something that went through Diamond distribution. Well, okay, and honestly, those books haven't even come out yet. And I do know that at least with Ethan, he had mentioned about running it through Diamond anyway. So this list might be different next year. So. Yeah, it is interesting that they're not mentioned at all here because, not even in an honorary, acknowledgement down here at the bottom or something. But it's, because we know what the biggest ones of the year were.
Right. But remember, these are Diamond Gems Awards, so it has to go through Diamond.
Makes sense. It makes sense. I've never heard of the Diamond Gem Award. You guys?
It does make sense.
Yeah, it's been around.
The first time for me to hear about it, but that's cool. They can give out their own awards, man. Everybody else does.
Yeah.
So that's not a big deal. But I think the overall conversation about Diamond is an ongoing one, and it's interesting because in one way, a lot of their practices just tick me off like they do everybody else. But the other way, from a business point of view, I know they're just trying to survive, and it's. Yeah, I don't know. I know some people here in the chat and around the community would say we'll just let them die, but I don't think that helps the situation in the long run at all, guys. We want to, and just like a lot of people saying screw the comic book stores. I've heard people say that, and it's like, no. We want to expand it. We want this to comics being read by more and more people, et cetera, of course. But we don't want to see the comic book stores go away. We don't want to see Diamond go away. We'd like to see them get some competition because it would be good for them and it'd be good for us.
Right.
But we don't want those things to go
But
away, guys. We want
but
to build.
the only yeah, we want to build, but the only way we can build is to get more people kind of reading comics, and that means we need a bigger infrastructure that's doesn't just solely depend on Diamond distributions.
True.
So we do need those competitors to rise up, and not just to distribute it into just the local comic book shop, but get back into old school ways of being accessible, in pharmacy, groceries, gas stations, everywhere. There should be a comic book at your dentist's office. That's how it should be. Making subscription.
I wouldn't mind them being a little bit more affordable. I'm sorry, but I shouldn't be able to afford 5 or 6 old comics for the price of like 3 new ones. And the older ones are better quality, paper-wise, printing-wise, and everything else. It's just ridiculous.
No, they're starting to really get crazy with the pricing here.
Yeah.
And it's because their sales are so low, just like with the Disney thing, their sales are so low, instead of fixing the problem to get sales up, they're just charging the people who are still hanging on with them. That's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of people's goodwill. And that's what they're doing. And it's not it's not going to help. We've seen this happen in many other industries, and what happens? They collapse, right? I do see we have some new faces in here, which is really cool. We see Numbing Disaster Anon. Hello, nice to see you in here. He says, first live stream of 2019. I need to make it to more of these. Well, please do, man. We love having people in here. We got DC Fans United. Howdy all. Oh,
I love that dude. That guy's amazing.
Oh, there's a lot of cool dudes in the community, man. It's we got Jack Irons in here. Hello, Jack Irons. Yeah, let's see. The Comics Gator, Hail Starfire. Okay. Numbing Disaster says the only way I ever think X should just die already is if they do something egregious or have a business model so toxic for so long that I think they should die out of the betterment of the hobby. Is that true for Diamond, though? I don't know Diamond Comics. Well, they're Diamond distributors well enough to have an opinion. Well, they're the guys who are the ones who distribute all the comics throughout North America and probably elsewhere. But yeah, I don't know that they're that bad yet. I don't know. People would argue they are, though.
Well, in order for them to fix the problem first, they would have to admit there's a problem, and they're vehemently against that.
Sounds like a 12-step program.
Yeah, anytime somebody tries to bring this up to them, they just shrivel up and scream racist, Nazi, bigot, sexist, whatever buzzword they think fits.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sorry.
No, go ahead, Pope.
I used to be a feminist on my first year of college, and I've been very open about this. The only reason I was a feminist was because I didn't want to take responsibility for my failures, and I wanted to blame the patriarchy for what had been happening. And that's kind of the SJW behavior. Is a lot of them are just in it so they can blame it on the white male, or the rich white man, or just men in general, because they don't want to take responsibility for their own behavior. And it's very childlike, and it's something that most of them probably won't grow out of or realize that you need to take responsibility for your own actions, and you need to be aware that life isn't always going to be perfect.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you're not a feminist.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's better for your happiness and well-being.
And for everybody around you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Jack Irons here says they talk about Diamond distributors. They strangle the indie market and prop up the big two. Yep, they do. But one of the things, like I've said before, when they came over and joined Brad's new previews review channel, and they sent their marketing guy over to talk with us, and they're doing it every month. And this coming Sunday over on Brad's channel, Pensive for Life, Troy will be coming back, and we're going to be talking to him. He's also going to be talking about how to get a comic run through Diamond Distribution, which will be really cool. But the thing is that this is true. But they have noticed what's going on here over here in this indie revival, guys, and they came over directly because hey, this is a cool thing. We want to be part of it. So saying that they hate indies, which I've heard many people say, they don't seem to think that way. From their comments, and they're very happy to have indies. They really want to get involved with what's going on and distribute it. So I think some of the stuff. What did you say?
Apparently, you're echoing again.
Am I echoing again? Oh well. But you know, why is it did that? I came back over from that, and now it's echoing over here. But nevertheless, it is. You know, I think some of the stuff with Diamond is true, and some of it's not. You know, I don't know. The Diamond thing is a hard conversation.
It's basically a multi-layer situation, like we mentioned the other day, because it's kind of feeding itself in a vicious cycle. Their practices is because they won the competition. They did these practices because they saw these short-term gains, and they were, you know, remember the 90s, they were selling millions of copies of the same book to us at a reasonable price. But it got to the mid 90s, like 97, 98, and that's basically, you know, if you're talking about when the dinosaurs died 65 million years ago, you said that's the impact of that asteroid hitting that time. And this, you can mark it down 97, 98 because of all those practices, and we're still reeling with the fallout. That there's a chance that there could be recovery, but they're still, for whatever reason, the publishers, the major publishers, are not waking up to the realization they need to change their ways, or they're just bullying ahead because these major publishers are no longer self-independents like they were back in the 90s. They're part of a larger conglomerate. Marvel with Disney, DC with Time Warner, AT&T. So they don't feel the need that they have to produce well because they're being subsidized by the larger parent company. Even though I know people are going to say, but wait, the parent companies still answer to the shareholders and investors, and they still need to make a profit. But you know, like the movie Producer, you make more money at a loss than you do at a actually profit. But that's not helping us; it's helping the investor, and that's ultimately what those two giant companies are about.
That's true.
Nice reference.
Yes, it was a good reference. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm assuming I'm not echoing now. But anyone else have any other follow-ups on Diamond?
I don't have a follow-up on Diamond. I think you're echoing through me.
I have a
because
follow-up.
I was unmuted when you were echoing last time and this time.
I see. So we can blame you. Great. I always like when it's someone else's fault.
Blame Pandaro. It's the proper response.
Yeah. But
no, here's music in, and you're still echoing, so don't you worry.
Thank you.
Darn it!
Don't worry, it's probably all your fault.
I wanted to be blamed.
Wow. All right. Well, there's not much I can do about that right now, and we've come to the end anyway. We had a guest. It seems like he was having some trouble, and he came on, then he left. So.
No. He's trying to get back home to get back in. He completely forgot about it. So.
I see. Well, we're
if
gonna
you
have
want
to
to stall.
Well, we could, but I keep having a lot of this echo trouble, so it's probably better to. Just move along, I think. Nevertheless, of course, we always like to end here with IndieCron. And this year, we're going to see a lot of really cool things from IndieCron. So, of course, IndieCron and Pixel Trader is the sponsor of FanSpeak here. We do appreciate all you guys coming over. And we covered some interesting news today. And anybody have anything else to add before we get off?
Yes. Spaceballs tomorrow.
Yes, huh?
I'm so excited!
Yeah. Oh my god. This is what it's gonna be all day tomorrow. Oh dear.
And she's gonna be in stream with us too, right, Pope?
Yes, she's supposed to be.
What's a bloody movie?
The movie I picked out.
Oh my god.
Everybody was going with all these depressing movies that were making me sad. I wanted the comedy.
Well, you can add movies to the list just like anyone else can.
How was Superman depressing and making you sad?
Really?
Because the
Superman?
entire planet exploded.
No, it didn't. What movie
Oh
were
my
we watching? I think my echo's probably gone by now, although I probably don't sound as
You
good.
watch it.
I'm so excited though. It's gonna be Spaceballs.
It is going to be Spaceballs. That's a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy that. Now, I know we were talking the other day about what we're going to do on Bunny Vision Movie Night, which, of course, is on most Saturdays. Next week, we won't have a Bunny Vision Movie Night because that is my week where I have to move FanSpeak to Saturday. But after that, I don't know if we've made any decisions. We were talking about doing some of the westerns or things like that, but I definitely know another one that's going to go on that list is John Wick.
Oh, it's already,
Yeah.
already on the list. Come on.
Yeah, boy, let's do John. Oh, mate, I could go for John Wick.
Oh, I can always go for John Wick, both of them.
Yeah, boy.
Fantastic.
We have a big guest coming up on the 18th too.
We do. Who's that?
Oh, we're supposed to have quite a few guests lately. They don't show up.
He said, "I can't believe he says, who's that? Who are you talking about, Tom?"
What are you talking about, Willis?
Tom Cocker confirmed to come in on the 18th.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, nice.
Awesome.
Let's hope he sticks around.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm not going to do any. I'm not going to I'm not going to hype it up ahead of time until like the last 2 days or so.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, it is what it is. It's still around the New Year's and people are in flux and things. It's kind of normal. But I do see here we got PS Melter in here. He's asking, Chester, can I get a shout out for the Drawn and Quartered Wrestling Edition on Testosterone Overload channel? You can most certainly get that, sir, because I am going to be there. I know Todd is going to be there. There's going to be several of the other gatekeepers going to be over there.
Wait a minute.
That's going to be
Hold
awesome,
up.
dude.
You're doing a wrestling stream and you didn't invite me?
It's not my stream.
Ah, someone's getting hurt. Someone's getting hurt.
The PS Melter
Right,
got a problem.
down.
Now
Off
we're
the
doing a
road.
tribute to Mean Gene Okerlund is what's happening, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, my favorite of all time. And I don't, I swear. I tell you what.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Thundero's going off on Chester now.
But yeah, no, that's going to be a lot of fun. That is at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And PS Melter, you can go ahead and put up that link, and I'll allow it through, or one of the mods will. So it's that's going to be a lot of fun, dude. But there's always something cool going on in the community, guys. And Bunny Vision Movie Night is one of them. And we have new ideas for lots of things. I think what we're thinking about doing with Bugbear's Basement is we're thinking about doing. Of course, we do comic reviews, but we're also kind of thinking about doing Booster's idea. Why don't you tell him, Booster, about your idea, dude?
Which one? I have a lot of
No, and I'm always the one who gets the crap for this kind of thing. He's like, "Oh, what idea? I got plenty of ideas."
Oh, just give me a second there. Booster's going to get his. Yeah.
I've got so many ideas. Just look at it.
I'm talking about board games, dude.
Oh yeah, right. The board game idea. So,
well, Booster, I do have to warn you. Your idea is going to become much more expensive now because that sale's over and it's like $60.
Oh, you idiots didn't buy it! Oh, it was on sale. Well, Booster's amazing, incredible idea was that I kind of noticed how we're all in different countries and over the internet, so we couldn't really play board games together physically. But there is a game on Steam called Tabletop Simulator, which is an incredible little engine where, well, it is what it says in the title, right? It simulates tabletop games. It's a physics-based engine where a lot of people have imported board games into it, and you can play just about any bloody board game on it with anyone over the internet who also has tabletop sim, of course. And if we can all get together and do something like that, it should be a lot of fun. If you guys, bought it while it was 50% off, perhaps.
Yeah, any bloody board game. See that's the way I play board games.
Oh,
bloodier the better, right?
Absolutely. We'll have to figure out another way to do that because that sounded like a lot of fun. But we want to do different things, and we'd love to have some ideas and suggestions from you guys on exactly what we should do with Bugbear's Basement. You have some, maybe we could do things with war games, or we could do things with tabletop games, or we could do talk about comic book related stuff, or like we usually do, or just new ideas. We'd love to have some suggestions from you guys. Yeah, see what you're interested in.
I think it'd be cool if we did like a character-centered thing, like once a week or something. We all pick a character and we talk about them.
Oh, we're not drawing the Titans.
Oh, you ruined my dreams!
I also, since we do this all the time, but I'm going to do it right now and step on Chester's toes, I extend the invitation to anybody in the audience right now, like I did to Cherry earlier. If you want to come on and talk to us about whatever we're talking about that day, or talk to one of our guests, just let us know, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a standing rule here at FanSpeak. That's why it's called FanSpeak.
Yeah.
You come in and have a chat with us, and we're all friendly.
We will harass.
Here's the deal.
Just be warned.
You know what? Maybe we got to make this like some sort of a little like a prize that they get. So if you
prize,
you go ahead and
what they get to speak to us, the glamorous panel of fans.
I am the prize.
Not only that, but you get to decide, maybe you get to decide who to kick for like 15 minutes.
You get a red
like, hey,
15 minutes, and you could go nuts.
Oh no, this might be a really bad idea.
And Dave says strip Parcheesi. Boy, that sounds really boring.
Hey.
Yeah. We need a lot more females for that there, Dave. You go gather.
I feel like I would be targeted so much on that one.
You're right. Well, I don't know. DeWolf is a very beautiful man. I'm just being honest.
Okay, it sounds like we're getting echo all over the place now. I don't know what this is. All right, you know what we gotta do? I gotta get Pixel to come over and have a chat with me and see what I've done wrong here. Because I did reset up the system. I've done something wrong. But that's all right. Our guest is having trouble today, so we're going to go ahead and end this now and try to get this repaired by the time we come back tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow will be completely different anyway.
Very professional.
If you guys want to watch Young Justice with us, we're doing that tonight too. So I'll put the link on my Twitter.
Oh God!
How many episodes? Just one? The first one dropped?
Three of them.
First two, 3 of them. Yeah, 3 episodes. So we're watching 3 episodes today.
Man, I almost want to do that. I committed to PS Melter.
Do it.
Oh, no, that's
committed to that. There's Young Justice.
And Pixel is in here. Hello, Pixel. You coming to help me live?
Well, I don't know if I can help you live or not, but we could try to figure it out later.
We're doing it live!
Doing it live!
Do it live!
Oh, you meant with the stream quality? No, I thought you meant the show.
Okay.
You have any insight on? Oh, okay.
Now, Pixel.
No, I was
with the Hangouts I got sitting here, right? I have the audio input capture, I have the audio output capture, and of course I have the Hangouts capture. With the audio input capture, I have it set on default, and for the to catch everything, right? And the audio output capture, I have it set on default as well. Should I change something or get one? I need all 3 of those things, right?
I think you do, but so the weird question here is going to be whether or not your audio is somehow being captured like twice. So if your input to stereo or something is being duplicated and it's being pulled in, you may want to kill your audio source, like your mic source inside of Streamlabs. Like pull that out of the scene and see if your voice can still get picked up.
Okay, can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can
still. We can hear you.
You can.
You know.
Let's check you on the screen now.
Do we have echo? Do we have echo, chat?
Okay.
Do we have echo? We need to know.
Yeah, we need to know because in this case, what I'm doing is I'm not going through Streamlabs. I'm just my voice is coming through the Hangouts like everybody else's.
Like everybody else's.
Pull that out.
Okay, now I hear someone speaking to it. I can barely hear it.
I can barely hear it.
Yeah, I don't know who was talking, but you're fine. Everybody else is fine except for whoever that was really quiet.
Somebody has their YouTube on, so...
I see. Well, you guys, that's better. They say it's better. Okay, so maybe I just kill the Streamlabs run and just go with this way. Cool. Is it clear? Is it everybody's sound clean?
Does everybody sound clean?
I know that you're doing a bit, DeWolf, but comedy needs timing, dude.
Comedy needs timing, dude.
Oh man.
I
thought it was fun.
I'm really glad that we got the sound fix at the end of the show. That's brilliant. That's kind of quality you can expect from us.
This is a high quality professional stream. What are you talking about, Booster?
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, it sounds like we've got the situation fixed. So cool. That is awesome.
All you needed was pixel. You just needed a little pixel in your life, and everything's better.
You're right, dude.
Oh yeah.
We need a little bit, not too much. It'll get weird.
Yeah. Like we gotta limit you because things get weird.
Yeah, it gets saucy. You see him. Anyway.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, we definitely got a lot of things going on today. So we'll and since our guest couldn't make it in, we'll go ahead and end the show here, and we'll get to all those other things we're doing today, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Yeah, well, because my mic is maybe what I should do is mute myself on the other side, and actually that would be a lot better. Let me try that. Hold on a second. Let me mute my mic here.
Maybe if Chester just mutes himself.
Turning on here. How's that? Is that better, guys?
It's working already.
It's working already.
But see, the thing is, you guys probably can't hear me now, huh?
There we go.
Yeah,
So,
you guys hear me all
so while he's muted, Pixel, is there anything on IndieCron we should be aware of that's upcoming?
Upcoming. Well, we got a little hint from Mitch that some stuff's going to be coming from him shortly.
Oh.
So we can count on the Futurists being on upcoming very soon. But the actual site, so at the moment, we're still trying to figure out exactly when we're going to take the upcoming section live. The plan was to do it in about 2 weeks, depending on how some of the other creators are, how quickly they move. We may roll that back a little bit further and say, okay, maybe in February. But at this point, we're looking at about 2 weeks out from now, and then that section will go live. Wow. And then, from that point, there's going to be some changes. We talked about it a little bit, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it here on FanSpeak, so I will do it right now, actually. In case anybody has missed it, IndieCron is going to be going CG only. And we are working with all the other creators right now. We're kind of going to start reaching out to them. I've got a few messages out already, but I have to reach out to everybody else that's already listed. And basically, we're going to give them the opportunity to say, hey, since we're shifting, some of you guys aren't fully CG, or you have not declared that you're CG. We appreciate your community input and everything, and we would like you to stay on the site, but you need to let us know if you want to stay with us. And at that point, then we'll move forward. But moving forward, as the new stuff comes in, it's going to be focused strictly on CG, so we can help build up the community itself and really focus our efforts and resources on building up the people that have a lot of skin in the game and that are really trying hard to elevate CG.
All right.
Sweet. Well, we're still getting a lot of echo just coming from you now, so we gotta patch this up and try to figure out what's going on. Anyway, guys, thank you all very much. We appreciate you guys coming in, even though we had this echo problem. We're going to try to fix it, but we'll see you at all the other things we do. And of course, tomorrow we have Bunny Vision Movie Night, and that's going right through YouTube and using Rabbit. That's RABB.it, and that we won't have any of this echo trouble with that, of course. But anyway, go ahead, Denali, take us out, man.
As always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Later, guys.
And winners don't do drugs.
May the Schwartz be with you.
I'm so excited.
Have a good night.